Tomorrow, 3 sections on this quiz. Everybody look at page 351. 351. Expand, condense. I will give you one that looks like number 48 and say expand that into a bunch of individual logarithms. So the answer to 48 on page 351 should be log base b of 2 plus 2 log base b of x, right? The exponent comes out in front. Plus 2 log base b of y minus 1/5, right? Because that's the same thing as a 5th root of log base b of z. Yes? Easy enough? There's also going to be the opposite versions, like number 24, right? Where they give you 3 log base n of 4x minus log base n 5y and log base n of 6z. And what I personally would write for a final answer is log base n of 64 x to the third over 30 yz, and then I might reduce that fraction. Where did I get the 64 from? This 3 has to get raised, this becomes your exponent. So the 4 has to get raised to the third power, and the x has to get raised to the third power, right? If you just wrote, instead of 64, if you just wrote 4 to the third power, that's fine too. You know, or you wrote 64 and then you reduce that fraction to 32/15, that's fine too.
Why wouldn't the x go up?
Huh?
You put the 3 to the 4 in the x.
Is the 3 in front of the 4? Yes. Is the 3 in front of the x? Yes. So both of them have to get raised to the third power. Or think of it like 4x to the third power. Okay? Yes, there will be a couple questions like if you turn to page 53 through 60 or 56 or 61 through 64 where you actually have to solve the equations. Remember, use your properties, simplify it. If you have logs on both sides, you can drop your logs, or you got to switch forms and solve it. When you get your final answers, what do you have to remember to check for? Negatives. Remember, you can't take the log of a negative, so you got to check for extraneous solutions. Which one do you want me to do? You pick one. 61? Log base 3 of x plus 1 minus log base 3 of x is supposed to equal log base 3 of 4. What can I do with my properties? What do my properties say to do with minus? That's the same thing as x plus 1 over x, right? Now in this case, what's the next step? Just drop your logs, right? Because you have log of this, log of that. X plus 1 over x has to equal 4. I would butterfly that. So x plus 1 has to equal 4x. Well, subtract x. So x is equal to 1/3. Check for extraneous solutions, but I can take log base 3 of 1/3, that's fine. 1/3 plus 1, that's going to be a positive number, so I'm good. If that said 1/3 minus 1, that's a negative number, so that would be extraneous. Good with those? So you're going to have that section. Take a look at page 357. There will be a bunch of these. Make sure you know how to solve basic questions like 2, 3, and 4, but also the anti-log ones like 11, 12, 13. Make sure you can do like 25, 26, where you just can type them in or use your properties to simplify. And if you turn the page, like 37 through 45, where you got to switch forms. But after doing last night's homework, 37 through 45 should look like a cakewalk. And then, yes, there will be a couple story problems at the end. Yes? 26 on page 357? Sure. So 26. Oh, there's two different ways you can do this. You can type it in as is. Right? So I can type it in as log of 153, make sure you close that parenthesis, minus log of 34. Bam, there's your answer. If I want to use my property, what am I supposed to do when it's minus? Divide on the inside. Either way here, those are two good ways to type it in your calculator. Do I care which way you type it in on the quiz tomorrow? No. Just get the right answer. Yes? Switch forms. So like 2 to the, yeah, where it's just 2 to the x equals 9. That's log base 2 of, and then be able to calculate log base 2 of 9. Yep. Good? All right. On page 364, you will see 16 problems. Those 16 problems will tell you basically this is what your quiz is going to look like. If you can do those 16 problems, the quiz tomorrow should feel pretty easy. It's going to be very similar. Okay?